Hey everyone, welcome back to Bear's Workshop. In today's video, we are going to do a review and a demonstration of the Teslong NTS300 Endoscope. The cost of this unit is $159.95 on Amazon. I will have a link down below so that you can click on it and take a look at it, and there's often coupons to save like 5%. The Teslong Endoscope comes with a couple of features that I think are pretty good. First of all, you get a 32 gig card that comes with it. It's got two cameras in it, 1080p cameras, and you can adjust it from 1080 to 720. The cable on it is 16.4 feet long, about 5 meters if you're a meter kind of guy. Also, the video display is 4.5 inches, so it's pretty good, and it's pretty legible, pretty easy to read. Comes with a couple accessories, like you can attach a hook to the end of the cable and a magnet, so you can pull things out of places that you're trying to get to. So let's take a look at the actual endoscope. When you open your Teslong NTS300 for the first time, this is what you're going to see, sort of. This will be wrapped neater. This is the 16.4 foot cable that comes with it. It comes with a charging cable, your two accessories. One of these, let's see here. This is a magnet. You get a little magnet tip and a hook to there we go, so that you can grab things. And we're going to put those back in the little drug tube. And then you've got your main device right here. On this device, you can see we got a bunch of different control buttons, and we're going to go over them in a minute. The power button's over here. There's a light button over here, a button on the side here, and we're going to go over everything. Here's a flashlight. And this is where we hook the cable up to. On the cable, you're gonna notice a couple of things. This is where you're gonna plug into the device, and it's got a switch right here. That is the switch between the two cameras, okay? And we'll show you on this side. Here's one camera right here, and there's another camera on the side right here. Both of these have lights, and you have different light settings on them also. We'll show those to you here in a second. So let's plug this in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn it on. This is what you'll see when you turn the device on for the first time, and then you'll see the camera will come on. All right, so here's our first view, and one of the first features is you can change the angle that you're looking at it just by pressing this button. So you got up and down, and you could flip it back and forth. So as you can see, we can scroll through different things. On the left-hand side, we have I think it's a little camera button, and that takes a picture. That's going to take a still picture. So we're taking some pictures of that tool chest over there. So we're on still frame. We're going to hit this. This is going to take us to video. You hit this button, and you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, maybe you can see it. Now the clock is ticking, so we're actually taking video of this. So this is pretty good video, and what we can do is we also have another camera. We hit a button. So the button that's right on that cable, if we go ahead and hit that, it's going to switch the view. And now we're going off the side camera. So we have our settings button. This is for the video. We can change the resolution to 1920 by 1080 or 1280 by 720. We'll just stick with what we have. We got recording on off, and the date stamp if you want to do a date stamp. At the top, there is another field right here, auto power off, which is always a good feature so you don't kill your batteries. You can set it for not on or 5 or 10 minutes. We'll leave it at 10. In the languages, you see that you got about 8 or 9 different choices of languages that you could speak. Some of them I don't recognize, so we're just going to stay back with English. Change the date and time, format the card, take everything back to default settings in the version of the software that's probably in here right now. Model number NTS300. I think I said NTX before, but it's NTS300, and we've got version of the firmware 2.0. Hit the mode button and we're back. Those are the settings and how to change them. We're looking at right here, and there's my finger going on it. You can barely see that. So we also have options to turn on lights. So you've got two cameras on here. Here is the switch to go from each one. So we're going to switch it, and now it's pointing that way. And switch it again, now it's pointing towards me. You can see that there's a light on here. I don't want to put it right in the camera, but this will give you a side view. I think it's used if you're getting stuck on something or if you just need a different view. But it does have the light on it, and the light intensity, you can dim it down. I don't know if you could see that changing. And it's the same thing when you go to the front camera. You've got the light, and I know you could see that, and you could change the intensity on it. That's pretty neat. So if you've got too much light and maybe there's glare and you can't see it on the screen, you could change the intensity of it. So pretty decent features on here for such a inexpensive camera. This is probably the most inexpensive camera I saw on Amazon. A lot of people have bought this, so we had to give it a shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of demonstrations. One, we're just going to feed it through a pipe. We're going to feed it underneath a cabinet, and we're going to take a look and see what's underneath my cabinets that I could not normally see, but the camera will help us. Then we're going to go stick it in our pool and run it through a pipe and see what we can find in the pipe. So let's go do a couple demonstrations. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this probe underneath these cabinets to see if there's any tools or anything that we may have dropped. There's a screw right there, pretty long screw. I don't really want to fish my hand under there. Looks pretty dirty, pretty dusty. The quality's pretty good. There's a zip tie right there. That zip tie looks enormous on the video. Let's take a look under here. Lots of dirt, debris that gets blown in here. What is that? You know what? That is a wire connector that you connect two wires together. It looks really big in the video. Let's see what else we have off to the right. That looks like a water bottle, squished up. Lots of debris, stuff that gets kicked under there. Let's see if we have anything else. Oh, that's the side of the cabinet. Okay, let's go take a look at some other things. Okay, some other features I want to mention on this. There's a reset button on the back, just a little indent. We've got charging ports on the side, and the SD card is also on the side, covered with a piece of plastic. There's also a flashlight that you can use just on the button on the bottom. One thing I don't like about this is that this could be in a better place, because while you're doing this, your finger naturally is on it and you accidentally can turn it on while you're using this. We did just take this massive cable, 16.4 feet of cable, and we stuck it in the pool. We went down a pipe, and the video is okay. It was a little hard to see in the sunlight, so it is something that if it's very bright out, it's hard to see. It's dark. It was dark, but we got some video. It's just something that you might need to look at later if it's very bright out, or maybe we should have put out an umbrella. One thing I do like, really like, is this cable. You see how it's all over the place? It's extremely rigid. You can bend this into almost any shape that you want, and it stays. I mean, as you can see, I'm making it into, I can make it into a box, and it just stays in that position. So even though I've got a mess of wires here, I can bend this almost any way that I want, and it stays. So that's what I kind of just made, and it stayed. So that comes to the thing of how easy is this to wrap up and put away. Well, I'm going to disconnect this real quick, and with this 16.4 feet of wires, we're going to see how easy this is to put back in this box. It should just, you'd want it to just wrap up like an electric cord. So we're going to just go ahead with all of this waterproof line. We did just have it in the water. We're going to wrap this up and see if we can get it back in the case. And it looks like it's going to do it. I mean, that comes down to being pretty small. And there you have it. It's back in the case. It's a really nice wire, very flexible. Hope it doesn't break over the long term. But there it sits, right in there. Put it back, and that's it. This is working pretty good for us on the couple times that we've used it. We've used it on a truck where we had to replace a part that was in the back side of the engine on top of the transmission. So we use this camera to see exactly where the part was so we could line up our wrenches. So very helpful for that. We've used it for a couple other things. Just in the RV, we used it, very tight space, and we were trying to find a screw that was behind a pump that we had this much room. So we were able to take that and put it behind there. We also used it on the backside of a toilet. We were trying to see also the same thing. Where's the screw that we need to undo? So we were able to just take this and take a look. Oh, there it is. Okay, I can undo this. Makes things a lot easier if you got eyes on it when you normally can't. So this is definitely worth the money. We were originally looking at a DeWalt one, and that was over $300 for the old version of it. So I'm glad I got this. Very handy. So I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. I want you to give me a thumbs up, hit that like button, and please subscribe so you can see more videos as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.